Les amis, si comme moi, quand vous rêvez le matin, vous avez la chance d'être de bonne humeur, car vous avez le bien le plus précieux qui existe, je ne parle pas de l'amour, je ne parle pas de l'argent, je parle bien évidemment de la santé et que de surcroît, les personnes que vous aimez, et n'oublions pas celles que vous n'aimez pas, sont également en bonne santé, on peut le dire officiellement. Aujourd'hui est un nouveau jour, today is a new day. Et aujourd'hui est vraiment un nouveau jour pour ma chaîne, les amis, car je me lance sur un nouveau format. Aujourd'hui, je suis avec un couple de bodybuilders que j'ai rencontrés à Marbella, qui vivent à Marbella, qui sont des étrangers. Reza et sa compagne, qui sont tous deux bodybuilders, compétiteurs et coachs sportifs. Ils vont dans cette vidéo nous parler du lifestyle d'un couple de bodybuilders, de diététique, d'entraînement et bien évidemment de produits dopants. Et si vous restez jusqu'à la fin de cette vidéo, les amis, vous allez savoir quelle est la différence entre un protocole d'homme et un protocole de femme. Bon visionnage.
So it's around 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is usually how we start our day. This is the gym we're training, Real Paddle Club in Marbella, and we usually start the day by meditating or stretching. Today we're gonna stretch, and she's gonna train some posing before we eat the breakfast. Okay, let's go. Okay, my name is Reza. I'm born in Iran. I've been living in Sweden most of my life. I moved to Sweden when I was 10, and just for about 7 months ago, I moved here to Marbella. I started my training when I was 13 years old. I was a hockey player, so I played a lot of hockey, and with the hockey we started training with weights. From that, I see that I'm developing very fast in the training, so I stopped the hockey and started to do the weight training.
So I'm Aliona, originally from Ukraine and living here in Spain during last 12 years. I was competing before in EFBB and I was doing bikini. I make my 4 shows and then I stop. So I put my mentality to change something. So then appeared this federation like NPC. So I decided to try myself in wellness because I see that I'm dominated in my lower part. So with Reza, we did my first show. We prepared since April and I was competing in July. So this was my first competition. I took my 2nd place, so I'm super happy about that.
So the stretching today will be mostly legs. We're gonna stretch the legs, and then she's gonna do some posing practice. And we're also gonna check her body fat because she's gonna compete in December, and she will start her diet in September. So we haven't started diet yet, but I will check where she eats so we can control the food also now on the off season, so she don't gain too much fat. Some days we do meditate, so we go to the sea and meditate. Today we are here and stretching before the leg training. I started to compete when I was 15 in powerlifting. I did that until I was 20. When I was 18, I also started to do experimenting with the diets because I always been fascinating about how the body looks, the bodybuilding, you know. So I started to experiment with the diet, and I did my first competition as a bodybuilding competition when I was 18 and a half, something like that. And since then I just been training a lot of different trainings. I've been doing CrossFit and competing in CrossFit. I've been doing boxing, competing in boxing. I've been doing wrestling, powerlifting, of course, strongman. I've been competing some competitions in strongman. And recent years, I've just been training for bodybuilding shows. I did my last bodybuilding show last year in November. So that's a little bit about my training background. And I worked as a trainer since 2005. I had my own gym in Sweden and my own competition team. So I was training the guys and we will go around and compete. So I've been doing all types of training and diets you can imagine, I guess. So that's a little about my background, what I've been doing.
What my background? I was doing boxing before. Since then I broke my nose, so I stopped.
Good. Yeah.
And usually I do a lot of activities. I'm training already maybe, I don't know, 11 years here in Spain, more seriously than in Ukraine. I was studying Ukraine diplomacy, so it's nothing in common with fitness. But since I come here, I like fitness and I like coaching. I finished coaching school in Madrid, so since then I get my experience all the time.
So now we're gonna measure her body fat, and with this you don't actually get the body fat, it's the fat you have under the skin, because I cannot measure the fat around the organs and things. Okay, so we start with the biceps, and when you do this, it's important so you don't take the muscle tissue with you, only the fat and the skin. We have a measurement here, and I put this measurement on my program in my phone, and I will have, after all the points, we will have what percentages she have. We do this during competition to see that she's losing the fat the way we want it, and also I do it when she's not dieting for competition, when we're also building mass, so I can still check her that she's not gaining too much fat or too much muscles, because we want to keep some good shape through all the year. And we measure nine points. So it's the biceps, it's the chest, it's the abs, it's the triceps, it's the back, it's the sides here, and we have the thighs, calves, and lower back here. So that's the points we're gonna measure. She's gonna compete in December, so we will start the diet in September. But now we just check to see how we're doing. Okay, let's start. Her body weight today is how much? 60 kilos. So 60 kilos is the body weight. Now, when she competed last time, she was weighing 50 kilos on stage. For next competition, she's gonna have more muscles and more definition, but hopefully not weighing too much more. So it's more of an illusion than you have to be so much big. Her category is wellness, so you don't really need to be big, but you have to give the illusion of you're very muscular and in very good definition. And this is the body fat percentage, and now she's on 14.5, weight 60 kilos, and the body fat weight is almost 9 kilos, 8.7. So we have this, and next time I do this, I can check. So we keep when she competed, she was around 9%.
9.8.
9.8, yeah. So now use 14. So it's okay for off season. We keep it good. We actually met when I moved here in February. I put an ad on Facebook that I was working as a trainer here. So Aliona wrote me on Facebook, and we start to train together. And she told me about that she's going to compete, and we start to preparation her diet and the training. So that's actually, we met at the gym, and that's how we met. We live together now, so our daily routines are pretty much the same. We wake up together, we go in the morning, do the meditation or stretching, then we come to the gym, eat breakfast, and we have clients usually 2-3 hours a day. Usually we try to train before the clients, because right now it's so hot here, so we need to train in the morning, and we usually do 2 sessions. So we train in the morning, and we also train late at night when it's also not so much sun and it's a little cooler. Okay, so now we eat breakfast, and the breakfast is all year round. If we diet or we don't diet, it's eggs. It's just for diet she eats less and I eat less, and for off season we eat more. So the breakfast is eggs, and I eat 8 eggs with the yolk and everything, and protein shake. So this is it for breakfast. Off season, I eat some bread with the eggs. When we're on diet, no bread, of course, not allowed. The rest of the day, it's meat. For diet, she eats chicken. I eat meat all year. Even when I'm dieting, I eat meat. Around 1.5-2 kilos meat for me, and for her is 500-600 grams. And with the meat, we have salad and potatoes. That's basically what we eat. Before, after training, protein shake. So we don't use so many supplements, and we take some minerals D vitamin, zinc, magnesium. For off season and diet, I use some creatine. She sometimes uses it, sometimes not, but not so much supplements actually, mostly food. A lot of potatoes, a lot of meat, a lot of eggs. That's what we eat.
And vegetables.
Vegetable, of course, salad, vegetables, of course. So it's 5 meals totally and 2 shakes. During the day, we have to prepare the food. You know that you see you have to eat a lot, so we go buy the food, make the food itself like a day job because you have to always cook, clean, buy, train. So it's like having another job too, because you cannot just go and eat anything you like. Even if you are not on the diet for competition, you still have to get the right calories in, right amount of protein from the right sources. So you still have to buy the food. You cannot go to restaurants and just eat, you know. So that takes a lot of time. That's what we're doing. And it's make it easier when you do the same things as a couple because you have the same routine. It's easier to understand each other. And you're pretty much synchronized and it works very well. So.
This is united because if you would have another couple, it will be a lot of conflict.
If you don't do the same thing.
Another couple would not understand why you must train so much and why you are tired, like why you eat so much and why you eat this food, why you're not joining like a friend's party and don't do alcohol or something like that.
Yeah.
So this is definitely you must be the same.
When I coach her, I'm the coach, you know, I'm not her partner. When I'm coaching, so I try to not see her as my partner and be very direct and be very honest because I don't want to tell her, oh, you look good if she's not, or opposite. So I need to be very honest. I need to be a coach. So I just go in my coach role and I'm just hard on her. It's like if I would coach everybody else, I just tell you, oh, you cannot eat this, you know this, you have to do this. So I'm pretty much a coach, yeah? I'm not.
No, because I ask you, like, don't please me.
Yeah.
Like, be honest with me because
Yeah.
I want to see the truth.
Yeah.
No, my goal, I always say to you that I want that you're proud of me because I'm your passport. So I
Yeah.
want to represent you in the best way.
Of course. Last time we competed, we just wanted to see where she is, like her potential in this. And she actually competed with good girls and she came second. Her goal is to take the pro card, of course, in wellness. And that's our goal. So we're gonna continue making her better and do the shows that she can, that is a pro qualifier until we have the pro card. So that's the goal.
So we are working on our project together. So we have our common goal, and like he complete the idea, and I complete from my way the idea. For example, he works more with a male part of the clients, let's say, and I want to be oriented on the female, because as a female, it's not easy, for example, to have a male coach and to say everything what is hurt you or what is bothering you, because it's like maybe can be very delicate topic. So in this case, we must be supportive, okay? And we cannot say now what is the project about because we must make it first. I think, for example, if we're talking about dopings, we want to be completely honest, because if you speak with different coaches, they say, no, I'm not taking nothing. Like another girl say, I'm not taking nothing, I'm totally natural. It's not true, you know? So this is very important to be honest and to be open. And it's not a secret anymore. You know, so why people play in this cat and mouse, like for nothing? And this is very confusing. Like, for example, in my category, girls getting bigger, and it's not natural. They cannot be so young and be so big, you know? So must be open, don't give illusions for somebody who is dreaming to compete or dreaming to look like, you know? This is our role and our goal with Reza is to be open and to work with people in the healthy way. Do not spoil the female image.
Oh, my protocol, actually, I started my first cycle, my first steroid cycle. I started when I was 23, I think, 23. I'm now almost 43, so it's 20 years ago. So I started myself that time. You didn't know anything. It was not even almost the internet. You couldn't find so much on the internet. So I just actually asked the big guys in the gym what to do and just experimented a lot. So my protocols, I actually learned everything by myself. During the last 10 years maybe, I start to compete and I'm talking to a lot of other athletes. Of course, you change information. But I do my own protocols. I don't have somebody doing it for me. And I also do it for all my athletes when they compete, according to their body and what the goal is, where their start point is, when the end point is. So I just learned this by myself. And if you're a male, if you're a female, it's a very big difference. We have very different protocols, especially for women. I think they should be very careful when they do this. Most of the hormones are based on the man hormones, on testosterone. So for women, they need to be very careful, because if they change something in their body, it will not go back. For men, if you even have side effects and you stop with the drugs, with the steroids, you will recover. Your body will recover. Women will not recover like men do, so they should really be careful. And for men, you have a lot of things to use. For women, it's not so many things to use, because it will give them very hard side effects. For her protocol, for the last competition, she took very, very little amount of Primoblan every week and Clenbuterol for losing the fat. In the very, very end of the competition, to get rid of the last fat and the water, we also use some T3 and anastrozole. Anastrozole for controlling the estrogen in the body, so you can get rid of the last fat and the last water for women. Basic things, very low doses for women. For me, it's different. When I'm doing my off season, I take testosterone and growth hormone. The dosage varies between of how big I want to be, what competition it is, range from 500 until 1 gram a week of test. So it depends on where I am. Before a competition, you take, of course, more, because you're on a diet, you have less calories, so you want to keep the muscle mass. Because people think, oh, you're off season, you're gonna build muscles, you have to take a lot of drugs, but it's not like that. The off season, you can actually let your body rest. You can eat a lot of food and train hard, and you will build good mass. For competition, you need some. But you can say all year I use the testosterone and the growth hormone. It's the natural hormones in your body. So we have testosterone, we have growth hormone, and we have insulin. It is the hormones our body use for everything. So if I want to mixture with my insulin, I do it with my food, what I eat after training, before training. And the testosterone GH I take extra for recover, for growth, for everything. From 2013, I started to get a lot of competition clients, because I started my own competition team. Since this, I've been training people who's mostly competitive. I have like a lot of Swedish champions, European champions in bodybuilding, in fitness, in classic bodybuilding, men's physique. So I trained a lot of champions. I've been training from very beginners to very, very high athletes. The mentality is different, and also the genetics, the body types. So it's very, very different, even what they can eat. Like Scandinavian people, because in Scandinavia you cannot make so much money of training of this sport of bodybuilding. So they are like more taking this as a hobby. So of course they're training hard, they're doing what they need to do, but still it's not like like the people from the Middle East or the Polish people, the Russian people. For them, this is like the way to get success. So they're giving 200%. They're killing themselves every time at the gym, every time. And so that's very big different. Also, the genetics is different. People from the Middle East actually can eat much more meat. People from the Scandinavia, more fish and chicken. So it's different. Black people, amazing genetics. They just look at the weights and they grow. So it's like some Scandinavians. I need to give them steroids to get the same results as like my friend from Congo would get without steroids, just eating and training. So it's so different. Genetics is a big part also. I think people from Europe is of course training hard, but people from from Africa, from Middle East, for them this is like life and death. They just do it to whatever price. Of course you need to take steroids if you want to be high level athlete. It's not just in bodybuilding, it's in every sport. All the high-end sport, when you're a champion, they've been taking something. The difference between bodybuilding and maybe running is that because we eat and train the way because we want to build muscles, so you can see it, he's taking steroids because we train to build muscles. Someone taking something else, some steroid to be run faster or to be able to have more stamina. So they all take different types of things. So, but for bodybuilders, we have the bad reputation because you see because we train and eat for building muscles. So
It's more aesthetic.
yeah,
It's not more functional. I mean, in comparison with another kind of sport.
yeah, of course. So that's why. So I will just try to help people as the best we can. So also they use their body and the mind. It's not just about the body. Especially this sport, it's a 24-hour sport. You know, you have to eat, sleep, train all day, every day, all year. You know, it's not like when you do football, you can go and take a pizza. You know, when you do bodybuilding, you cannot go and take a pizza. You have to think all the time, 24 hours about what you eat, how you train, sleep, rest, everything. So it's and we want to teach that and be honest about it, and so help people the best way we can.